about those who are sleeping, the ones who aren't seeing what we are reaping. With the pain we all feel inside, we shouldn't be here with a dry tear in our eye. I can't explain how empty I feel, with the children of our world crying for an appeal. They are getting help from the ones who made them. Because the system failed them, they need more of us to break them. We are fighting CPS with all our might. Punisher and Vinny work through the night. All the pain that we muster inside, it's time to break the chains, enjoying that high. Vinny is fighting a case that he should have been in jail. They are all trained with shortcomings through the mail. If they stop for 1 minute to talk like a man, Vinny is a father doing best that he can. Vinny is fighting a case that he should have been in jail. They are all trained with shortcomings through the mail. If they stop for 1 minute to talk like a man, Vinny is a father doing best that he can. Punisher is done playing all these games. It's time we start calling these assholes out by first and last name. They underestimate the size of our machine. It's made of children taken by CPS, fueled by the dream. A child's a minute need to be reversed. Let's put CPS away and end this damn curse. I cry out loud, we're falling on deaf ears. We can't keep fighting this way year after year. We will fight for their return home, going strong each day. Passing time, going by so fast, memories fading away. Please, our children, remember our names. We are your parents who love you so much, the ones who hold all the pain. This song is made for all of you. We haven't forgotten what your smile reflects to the CPS agent. It's just another check. But for us who lost you on that hurtful day, I want you to feel our hearts eliminate the pain. CPS, you should be ashamed. CPS, you make us insane. CPS, you took our souls that night. Now it's time to pay. CPS, you'll get what you deserve. The shaky feeling you're having is pure nerve pain. So be patient as your judgment looms near. Our movement is coming for all of you during this year. Free our kids, CPS. Free our kids, CPS.
In the United States, CPS makes upwards of $3 billion per day on trafficking and selling our children. The corruption may start with the caseworker, but goes through the judicial system, passing the governor through the Senate and into the White House. The entire system has a hand in the business known as CPS.
Our children are stolen every minute of a 24-hour day. They are being robbed of their innocence, their trust, their happiness. As parents, we are isolated and betrayed by a government we trust. States are balancing budgets on kids' lives. Only 12% of the kids taken will be reunified. Title IV funding is being riveted with fraud.
We need to stop CPS and abolish CPS.com is leading the way. Join us.
All right, everybody. Welcome to CPS Victims Hunting Justice. This is your host, CPS Punisher, and I think that it is Thursday. Wow. Wicked brain stomp there. All right. As you know, we have the chat right here to our peanut butter and jelly sandwich in my mustache. We have the chat right here to the right, which I will pull out right here. We got the chat right here, guys. And what else do we got? Let's see here. It's just not, some stuff has disappeared off of this. I hate that they do this to us when you go and use this. Hey, I'll let you know too, Vinny's shows on Saturday at 9 o'clock. So don't forget Vinny on Saturday at 9 o'clock. And then also we have our new show, The Punisher, Tiff and the Punisher, which is going to be Sunday, Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays before CPS Victims Hunting Justice. So we'll have that show on as well. Arjuna, how are you? So I'm going to let the rest of the crew out of the cages here. We got Vinny and we got Herbert here tonight. So here we go. Gentlemen, how are you?
Good.
They're here somewhere. Let me find them here. Boom. What do we got? We got
Hello, how are you?
What's up, Herbert? What do we got?
Okay.
Anything new? What do we got? Anything new, guys?
Yeah, I like to respond. Before you start with your case, I know you're going to talk to us about that. I would like to respond to Brooke, the statement that she made earlier, and confirm that what she was saying was very true and very correct. And that is, as a police officer, we are given direct orders by our officials above us to enforce the law. Mm-hmm. Now, I remember back in the days when I was actually on patrol, I made arrests for people having marijuana seeds in their car.
Yeah.
Just seeds was a misdemeanor. Okay? Mm-hmm. As of today or yesterday, they're telling police officers now that they cannot do a search of a vehicle just because they smell marijuana in the vehicle. So in other words, if they do, you say you blow a stop sign, they pull you over, they smell marijuana, they can't do a search. They have to have a warrant to do a search now. That just happened. I sent it out to you guys. I don't know if you received it, but it just happened. So they can't say they smell marijuana. They can't say, okay, get out the car, we're going to search the car. They can't do that no more. Because who set that up? The government. So police are nothing more than the pawns of the government. Now I bring that full circle to CPS. The CPS workers are nothing more than pawns of the system. So if we could change the system, change the government with CPS issues, we could change how caseworkers handle parents.
That's interesting. It's truth. How did they go about doing that, Herbert? How if it was the police? How would that work?
Well, you talk about it. You talk about it all the time about going to your legislators and going to state governments, and you got to get things changed. I was laughing my head off when I read how police officers can no longer do a search of a car because they smell marijuana. And there's going to be a lot of lawsuits from that too, because there's going to be a lot of cops that don't know they can't do it. They're going to do it, and they're going to be sued. If you didn't receive it, Vinny, I think I sent it to you, didn't I, Vinny?
Yeah.
Hello?
I did read. I was reading it earlier.
Okay, so you read it. I think I sent it to you too, Darren.
I don't know. I've been
Yeah.
Today. I will say I've been very busy. I haven't read.
Yeah,
much.
no, that's okay. If you haven't seen it, I sent it to you guys because I sent that for a reason, to prove that police officers, CPS workers, we're all pawns. We're just pawns of a higher source of the government. We're just a pawn.
But here's the thing:
If they-
the pawns. You're not the pawns. Like we are the government. We're supposed to be the people. We are the government. The government's our side. So you really should be the pawns for the people, not the people for not the pawns for the system, right? Because the government.
Well, the people are not. The people are not giving us the direct orders of the law to carry out. I'll keep it simple. It's not the people saying, "Oh, you can go past the stop sign if it's after certain hours." No, the people are not saying that. But if the government says that, if the higher ups say, "Oh yeah, after certain hours, there's no stop signs are not in effect anymore," then guess what? After certain hours, we can't write tickets for stop signs.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So I take that and I turn it around.
But,
You turn it around what?
I just wanted to tell Darren that. Darren, I just wanted to tell you that Miss Clearwater wanted a link.
Oh yeah, drop her in. Drop her in here. Finish up there. But what were you saying now?
No, I was saying to you that I'm not trying to bring this around to police stuff. I'm trying to make a comparison to CPS and CPS workers, and I'm saying that you have to change what goes on a higher level in order to change those CPS workers from coming in and taking children.
Right, because what you're saying is that the CPS workers on this level aren't really the ones that are in control.
That's right.
Right, that's what you're saying. However, it
That's
is
right.
up to them. They still have the same right, like you do as a police officer. You get to pick and choose who you write a ticket for. You know, you have some.
Yes,
area of
they have. There's a degree of discretion. They could go to a house and look at it and say, "Oh no, everything's okay here. We're not going to bother you." Or I could pull somebody over for speeding. The person's very nice and owns up to it, and I'll say, "Oh, okay, listen, I'm gonna give you a break this time. Let you go." So yes, we have discretion.
Well, see, that's the thing is these CPS workers are using this discretion on a level.
Darren, do you want me to do the honors or do you?
Go for it, Vinny.
Hi, Miss Clearwater.
Hi guys.
Hi, Miss Clearwater. How are you?
I'm very well,
So,
thank you. Very well. I think Durham's about. He was going to come in tonight as well.
Yeah, he's been having issues. I've been seeing him pop in and out.
All right, good. Well, we found today or last
But
night.
I'm sure you all are kind of wondering what happened today.
Yeah,
Yes. What happened to you in court?
Yeah.
What happened to you today, Vinny?
So I left early this morning. I went with my wife to visitations, He had visits, but I obviously couldn't. I went all the way to Portland after to my hearing, which was scheduled for 1 o'clock. We get there. I speak with Stephen for a few minutes, and he tells me, I don't think they have a case at all. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if you don't think they have a case at all, why are we even here? Well, I get into the courtroom. It's after 1. We're there until almost 3 o'clock. Finally, the judge gets to us and he says, I do not want to hear this case. I prefer the judge that sat on the original bail arraignment for your bail and made the decision to tell you what he thinks of this. I'd rather have a second opinion. So not only has this been the first time that a judge has raised their eyebrow at the case, this is the second time that a judge has raised their eyebrow at this case. And then I find out again that now I have to wait until the 8th for the next hearing. That's when the judge will be back in chambers. So I'll be able to hopefully find out then what they discussed. But I also found out, and I'm going to call this out there, and I know other people are watching, and I really don't care at this point because they are monitoring everything that I do, from my Facebook to all my social medias. Even the DA, which is named Mr. Anthony Diaz, Portland District Attorney, is working with CPS to block and run interference for them, so I cannot get my bail conditions changed. He lied on his motion to deny against my motion to amend, and told the judge that he wanted CPS wanted it so I couldn't have my bail changed, when in fact that is not the case. My CPS attorney told me tonight that CPS does not want anything to do with my bail. Yes, they agree they don't want me to have visitations, but that's because of the bail condition. And they can deny me all they want, but I never signed a reunification plan, which means I do not answer to CPS.
That means that you didn't enter into an agreement with CPS. Is that correct?
I never did. Nope.
Right. So then how was CPS involved with you then, if you never entered an agreement with CPS?
That's what they're trying to figure out. And they're trying to figure out why the narrative report from when they took the kids is not in the case file at all. So they're missing a report that they never put in. There's a lot going on in this case, and there's a lot of fraud going on as well. I seen it today, just because my criminal attorney told my wife that CPS is supposed to be paying for all of her stuff because she had a contract with them. They're supposed to be paying for her counseling. They're supposed to be paying for her travel. They're supposed to be paying for any appointments to do with the kids or anything else. And they're not, because main care is paying for these kids because they had full main care coverage. And one of them is on SSI, so she gets automatic full benefit. So they're frauding the state and the government. Every single one of these caseworkers, and I'm going to name them tonight because I feel that it's precedence to name them. One is Roxanne Swagger, which is the case supervisor. Below her is Ryan Smith. He's her supervisor. Then you got Kim Miller from the Augusta District of Kennebec. Then you got Natalie Anderson. He was our original primary caseworker, we're supposed to be. All of a sudden, she got sick and disappeared off the case. Then we got this guy, Anthony Pizzo. He lasted all of, I'd say, 4 months, and he's already off the case. And now they have Laura Van Dyne, who I did get to meet. Don't like the lady, honestly. I don't like a colored woman who thinks that she has more power over me than I have of myself. And that's the way she came off to me in the courtroom. I got money. Look at me. I don't like women like that, for one. I'm not about ritzy titsy. I don't care about money. So I also found out that they have medically neglected my daughters. Today, actually, Arasta was running 103 to 104 temperature, complaining her belly hurt, and all they did after daycare was pick her up and bring her home and let her sleep. They never had her looked at.
So they never even took the child to a doctor or hospital or anything?
Nope.
Well, that's neglect, right? That's neglect right there. If you as a parent had your own child and did that, CPS would be after you.
Right.
Any child that has
But they're not after these foster parents.
Well, something has to be done about that. Did you or your wife try to make a complaint?
I spoke with my CPS attorney tonight and let him know what was going on, and he's looking into it as well as my wife's attorney.
So nothing really changed for you today.
Nope. Bail conditions are still as.
That's abuse and
Hey,
neglect
it's better
right
than
there.
changing for the worse.
Well,
That's abuse and neglect right there.
Yep.
Imminent. The word imminent that Darren uses, imminent danger. That's what they put that child in imminent danger right there.
And they don't care. Something happens to my kid, someone's going to be paying hell, because I tell you what, I'm not going for their jobs. I'm going to have these people put out of their office completely. I don't want money. And they think that, I want money and I want to sue them for money. No, I don't. I want to sue them to clear me of these heinous bullshit crimes that they have against me. I want to clear my wife's name, and I want my kids returned home where they belong, not with someone they don't know.
And your attorney's saying that's possible to do?
It's problematic because when they took the kids, they didn't have a PPO. They didn't have a caseworker when they sent the cop here. The caseworker was not present, and she's supposed to be by law. And if the narrative has that in it, and he sees that, guess what, CPS, we're coming for you. We are coming. The fight is on. I'm bringing the fight to you.
Carrie also agrees that it's imminent harm to the child to have a temperature like that and being sick like that, and that's seen by medical personnel.
But they don't care.
No, but you care, and you and your wife are the ones that have to really bring it out to them, because I swear, if your child was home and that happened, they'll come after you.
Yep. Oh, we lost Darren for a minute, but that's okay. But yeah, something went wrong for them to not be following protocols, not to be following policies and procedures, not to be doing a proper investigation, to the point of they allow this child to drink with her biological father, okay, She was caught drunk, high, and was stealing. But she's a very credible witness. I'm sorry, a person that steals is not a credible witness in my case. How you gonna say she's a credible witness when I can prove without a shadow of a doubt that their so-called text messages are false and they're fake and they're phony?
Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
You put it into a Word document, Herbert. You can change it, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And that's what this is. It's in a Word document. And it states
I
right
know,
in the
I
police
know.
report that they are false and do not exist.
How did you discover that your daughter was
But-
running a high temperature and she was sick?
She was at visits today with my wife.
Okay.
And she was really warm, and all her pictures, her cheeks are bright red. And she
Okay.
reported it to the people there, and they reported it to daycare, and the daycare must have contacted the RP because they picked her up but brought her home instead of bringing her to a hospital.
Okay. Let me just ask you hypothetically, since your wife noticed that, could your wife had called for medical assistance, like an ambulance, or take the child to the hospital?
No.
Could your wife have done that? No.
No.
Well, tell me why. But tell me why not.
They won't let her leave the premises or anything with Arasta.
Okay. Could your wife have called the police and had the police come in and show the police the condition of the child? Then the police would have said, no, this child needs to go to the hospital.
Did you not hear what I? Did you not hear what I had said, Herbert?
Go ahead, say that part again.
There was one other person with her this morning.
Yeah. Who's the
My
other
only
person?
ride. Think about it. She had visits. I had court at 1:00. Visits are 3 hours away. She would not have made it back here for me to get to Portland in time.
Okay. So you were between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rock and rock.
Because what I was thinking that in that situation, if she would have called the police and said, I'm just here for visitation, but my daughter's running a high fever and I think she should go to hospital, what do you think? The police would have taken action right there. But I understand your situation. You were between a rock and a hard place.
Carrie, she said, how do you do that? Can you message me how to do that?
Arjuna, what were you saying, dear?
Yeah.
What was I saying? Well, earlier.
Yeah.
Well, about 2 years ago, I was following a young man that was in the care system in Ireland, and 9 months ago he went missing. Just kind of disappeared off the radar. Nobody could find him. And last night he contacted me. He ran from Ireland to England to try and get away from the system, but they brought him back to Ireland, and then he charged him. And then he seemed to go missing. So everybody was worried, and he's turned up last night. So Durham's friend, Gerard, who is actually Irish, has met up with him today, and he's coming on Durham's show on Saturday as a special guest. So this is proof from the inside out of what's happening within the care system. He's an incredibly brave young man. He has been through shit since going missing, abuse and whatever. But he's got a whole load of new good people on his side, and we're all going to take care of him now. And it's just a revelation. He's still in the system. He's still in a unit, but he's safe for the minute. But he's fighting hard, and he's going to be telling these stories, and he knows what's going on with some of the missing children, and he's going to be talking out. So today's a good day for us, although it's not a good day for
That's
Vinny.
good.
To you. So
How long was he missing?
Well, he went missing for
That's
9
awesome.
months.
That's awesome to hear,
9
though.
months.
That-
Holy
He
shit.
took his phone and everything, abused him and whatever. But he's going to be telling his story on Saturday night on Durham's Live. So,
Okay.
and then that'll produce more evidence for what we're all saying. You know.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So.
That's good. That's what we need.
Mm-hmm. Bang, right. That's good stuff. Going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Wow. Anything else going on, Arjuna? We haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah,
There's
I've
Miss
had
Brooke.
to use my
Exactly.
phone, but I've got my PC tonight.
Oh, good.
More and more kids getting taken earlier across here, and my theory is it's leading up to Halloween, which is a ritualistic time, but also we have adoption drives at certain times of the year, and I reckon this is the lead up to the Christmas adoptions.
Adoption for children. Adoption drives for children?
Yep.
Oh.
They have them. They actually have it. You know, they go all out. They use their funding. They put out, you know, adverts like, "Are you thinking about adoption? Would you like to foster?" And they go at it hard. It's shocking.
That's good stuff, though. Adoption. All right. Okay. So, what else we got, guys? What do we want to talk about? Who's in here? Who's in the room? Who's with us? Brooke's with us. Let's get Brooke back in here. Brooke, what's going on?
Hey.
What do you got for us, Brooke? You got any news for us?
Not really anything too new. Just working on my own stuff. I'm kind of like Vinny, got that stuff going on in the background. I recruited a whole bunch of people. That's what I was out doing before the show.
Oh, good.
So
Very nice.
hopefully
they're in here.
somebody.
Make
some
sure you
of them
guys
come
like
in.
and subscribe. Like, subscribe, share, do all that
Share.
stuff. Slam it. Like and comments in the summaries, whatever you can do. Whatever you can do to cover this thing up with some sort of graffiti-ish like stuff, please do. Please do it.
We gotta get numbers and spread the word. More heads, we can think of more ideas. Yeah.
Well, I usually hit the supermarkets and stores and talk to people.
I do social media. I'm on a whole bunch of different platforms. Like I don't think you were here that night, Herbert. Or at least you weren't up in the box. I'm surprised about how many people I would have never thought. They're like bigger creators and stuff on some of these platforms, and they've had their children taken. I would have never thought in a million years.
Well, I thought the same way
Mother
you
with
did,
love.
but Darren kind of gave me an explanation for that. What Darren said once before, because I couldn't understand, there's so many cases and so many people, but Darren said a lot of parents and a lot of people, they're embarrassed about what happened. They don't want to talk about it.
That's how they keep us silent, and that's why it's such an underground epidemic right now. It's huge.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because
everybody's
I'm
ashamed.
I talk to total strangers, and they're like, yeah, I know about it. It happened to my friend or this person, that person. And I ask them questions, and they're kind of embarrassed to talk about it.
Yep. They use that to their advantage.
They don't know that there's groups like Darren's group that they can come to, and everybody can come together and share their stories, and nobody's going to be what's the word?
Judgmental.
Judgmental, right? No one's going to be judgmental against what they're saying.
Yep. Yep.
The most, like Darren said once before, the people that are most judgmental are your own family members.
Yep. Yep. I think this will breed, if we could get a whole bunch of people in a group like this will maybe start a new trend of empathy that has left the world and, been evicted from Webster's dictionary. There'll be a lot more understanding and caring in the world.
I agree with you.
Yep.
I also made a comment.
I do have
about
a better thing though. Brooke, you should talk with Ashley.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said.
Did we freeze?
No, Vinny, you were talking.
You kind of cut out. Froze. Oh, did I freeze?
No, you didn't freeze.
Okay.
Vinny, you were saying something. You didn't complete what you're saying.
Up the case. There we go. What were you saying,
I
Vinny?
think we all froze for a minute.
Yeah, I think there was a glitch here as well.
It was a glitch. I hear everybody perfectly. Vinny, you were starting to say something.
I was saying that you should talk to Ashley about the writ that she kind of wrote out.
Okay. What kind of writ? What do you got going on?
I don't know what's good. Oh, my internet.
We can hear you, Vinny.
I got full bars, so I know it's not me.
I can hear you, Brooke. I can hear Vinny.
Okay. I think he's might be having some technical difficulties. What about you, Darren? Are you still with us? Blink.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay.
Yeah, Darren. Vinny, if you talk, we can hear you. Yeah, Vinny, if you talk, we can hear you.
Yeah. He must not be able to hear us.
Yeah, I think he might be
3 times.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, it's saying my internet's out, so I don't know.
Yeah, but we can hear you. You said your internet is out.
Yeah, the storm might be taking it out. We're having some big storms up here right now.
Oh.
That's weird.
I know everybody down in Florida on social media.
Yeah, it's storming here.
Their Wi-Fi's cutting out. Yeah. It's hard to hear them. Dang it.
There's 2 places. There's a storm, Florida and Maine.
Yeah, we're getting some nasty rain.
I know. Maine is a lot of Maine, New Hampshire area, and Florida.
Florida's getting whacked too.
The rest of the United States is totally clear.
Yep.
I'm gonna try this here. This works. What does it say on my map?
Say that again.
It's frozen over there to me.
What does my map say, Herbert? Does it say
Your map. When I look at my aviation.
There we go. There goes my internet. Let me refresh.
Main area has lots of weather. There's a lot of rain or storms going on up there.
And I don't know if you guys saw the show earlier tonight, the one with Tiff and the Punisher. Did you know that the Supreme Court has ruled, and so has multiple other courts ruled, that if you are a parent and you deliver a substance abuse baby, or if you have a substance abuse issue, that CPS can't take your child for that?
Oh my Lord, I have so much case law on that and so many notes on that. I will send you a folder. Yes, they can. So they cannot take your children. There's 2 types. There's one way they can. If you go to a doctor and you are deemed, I can't remember which way it goes. I'm going to say it how I think I remember it. If you are deemed a drug addict, they can take your child. But if the doctor says you are just an abuser, a drug abuser, I think that's the way it went. then they have to offer you services. They can't take the Supreme Court ruled that they cannot take your children, but there's two different wordings of it. And it has to be deemed by a professional doctor. I have all kinds of stuff on that stuff.
Yeah, that's good though.
So in other words, if you're an addict, that's the bad one. But if you're just an abuser,
So
that
yeah, I
means
was trying
that
to tell
I think
you.
that's the way it goes. I think that's the way it goes, Herbert. I can let me see if I can find. I probably can find it quick. Tell you for sure. I got folders and folders and folders of stuff.
Brooke, did you hear what I said earlier about the marijuana?
No.
Okay, there's a new ruling now that if a police officer pulls you over and they smell marijuana in your car, they can't search it without a warrant.
I thought that was the same as before.
No.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh.
Before, if they smell marijuana, they can search your car. But now they can't search your car unless they get a warrant.
Oh yeah, that's that new rule too. Yeah, they can't smell it.
That's nationwide.
Yeah. I saw it. I read about it, and I put it out there to you guys.
Okay.
But it's going to take a minute. It's going to take a minute before all the cops get it.
Yep. I'm sure. Let's see. Which one was it? Let's see.
So I just wanted to let some of you know, because I told Darren earlier, but I'll let some of you others know. So the CPS attorney Rick is actually probably watching the show right now, because he told me that he would watch the show, and I was talking to him about coming on the show and that he didn't have to show his face or whatever. But I'm trying to get Rick to come on the show. Rick is one of those attorneys who do fight CPS and try to combat what's going on. So please don't think of all attorneys as bad, because Rick is one of the good ones.
Right.
I think it's good that I think it would be good if Rick came on the show. I think it'd be good if Rick came on the show, because a lot of people that are listening would want to contact him, and he can make more business. It would behoove him. It would be beneficial to Rick to come on the show.
Right.
Or if he just wants to be a good person and help too.
Yeah, I think if Rick had some more good.
Some of us still have morals, and right, are good people.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what, Vinny? We missed the. Where did all the videos go?
Contrast up.
No, we missed Vinny. We missed the commercial break.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I don't see anything to commercial break with. I'm gonna just try this one. We'll see what happens.
That'll give me time to find stuff.
Yeah, take just a minute here of commercial break.
Yep.
All right. How was that, Vinny? Did that feel good? Did you feel refreshed?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Good. Very nice. All right. That worked good for you, Herbert? That feel nice? You get a little refreshment? Or Juna?
Yeah,
you get a nice little refresh, little charge in you?
Yeah, that was different. That was very different.
It was nice. You know, it wasn't about dirty or bad or dying or unaliving or any of that stuff. And it was all about the place for the unalived. So, yeah, it was different. So, what do we think about the whole substance abuse thing, like I had just brought up before that break?
Does it depend what substance that people are on then? If they were on heroin as opposed to using cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to using clonazepam
What's that?
or gabapentin.
Then is gabapentin not just prescribed, or is people using it
Oh, it's
recreationally over
prescribed.
there?
They use it for multiple uses.
But
I
can't
use it for.
gabapentin be abused? But can't
Oh, of
gabapentin
course.
be abused? Okay.
I mean, Kool-Aid can
So
be abused.
yes.
Is that
So if the doctor go ahead.
sorry, is that the same as pregabalin? It's
It makes you feel like you're pretty drunk, I guess.
right. I'm just wondering if you know
Yeah,
at what
it's like
point an abuser, a substance user as opposed to an abuser and then an addict. I want what defines, which level you're at to be able to take your
So you're
children
saying
away.
what defines an abuser from an addict? Am I correct?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Addicts go to meetings.
Determine they're all obviously making a distinction to be able to take your children away. So at what point, do you become one and not the other, or whatever?
Right.
This is a good one.
What you
I
got
know
there,
Brooke
bro?
was looking up the definition.
Oh man.
Brooke was looking up the definition of the abuser and the addict.
Yo, I got into other stuffs. I can read some of it for you. I just was reading about let's see, where was it? This one was good. It's in a University of Florida study of children born with cocaine in their system. Children often stigmatized with the label crack babies. One group was placed in foster care and the other left with birth mothers deemed able to care for them. After 6 months, the babies were tested using all of the usual measures of infant development: rolling over, sitting up, reaching out. Consistently, the children placed with their birth mothers did better. For the foster children, the separation from their mothers was more toxic than the cocaine.
There it is.
Wow.
That's what put it, man.
Wow.
That's awesome.
But
Oh,
they're
I mean,
still
it's not
taking
awesome.
I
but
got
they're
all
still
kinds of
taking
stuff.
newborn babies
It's not
that
awesome,
show
but it's awesome to hear that them saying that the baby was better placed with the mother than with foster care.
Foster care. Them studies are never brought to light to the
That
judges.
speaks a lot.
No. This is an actual, like,
Of course
somebody.
not. They don't tell the
I
judges
remember.
about that.
No. Here's another one. It says, the question says it was examined, commonly known. It was. Let's see. This question was examined? What was the question? Let's see. It was by the National Incidence Study, or the NIS2. The study second-guessed child protective workers, rechecking records to see if they had reached the right conclusion. The researchers found that protective workers were at least twice as likely, and perhaps as much as 6 times more likely, to wrongly label an innocent family guilty as they were to wrongly label a guilty family innocent. Thus, not only are more than 4/5 of all allegations false, chances are that figure is an underestimate. Yet child savers insist that false reports are not really false. It says these are their reasons. Yeah. It says the case was labeled unfounded because the worker couldn't prove guilt. Reality, workers don't have to prove guilt. There is no trial, no judge, no jury. A worker can just label the parent guilty. And then, yeah.
Well, that's
I got
kind of like what
screenshots.
Carrie, that what you just said is
Yeah,
what
they're
Carrie
the
just said
judge,
here.
the jury, and the executioner.
Yep.
Carrie was saying here, how about when the worker changed your diagnosis from moderate to severe and then TPR you? So the work is changing the diagnosis.
Is she saying that she's failing for UAs
Oh
then?
yeah,
Or?
they mess with stuff on your record.
Oh yeah. Let's see. What else do I got going on here? Yeah, I
Of
know
course
I have it around here.
They have higher clearance than you think they do. They can also redact stuff so you don't even know it's there.
Yep. They do it before they give you you can get the end of the case files, or the end of the case. You can get all the files. It has I forget what it's called. I did a TikTok video on it. And when I read that at the end of the case, I could not believe what was all said. My own mother and my own stepdad lied straight to the social worker's face to get my son removed on numerous occasions. I was hurt. I was extremely hurt. But that's what money does to people. I mean, I couldn't believe the shit I read, but it was already redacted once, so who knows what else was in there.
See, that's why I find it funny that these people think because I'm filing a 1839 against all of them that I'm suing them for money. Nah,
Yep.
Not the point.
Nope. I don't care about any of the money. I'm going after my son. Whoever helps me with it, they can have all the money. I don't care. I just want my son back.
Yeah,
I just want my baby back.
I don't care about the money. I just want my kids back, and I want my freedom back. This
has actually scarred me in more ways than just taking my son from me. Like, anytime I get money, I try to get rid of it. It's almost, they probably should go talk to somebody about it, but I don't want money. Money is the root of all evil. It is. I look at it as money is what took my son. It's hard for me to have money. I don't want it. I've given it away. I am so against having money because it is the root of all evil. And I really do genuinely feel that that's what took my son from me. It wasn't because I had 3 open cases. Never once was I required to do parenting classes. That should say something right there. I wasn't a bad mother. And they hit me during COVID when I lost my job from working at the bar, and my electric got shut off once, and they blew that way out of proportion. They took my son from me without ever even being face to face. You know what I mean? It was so impersonal. It was so easy for them to do because it was so impersonal. It wasn't face to face. It was during COVID. It was so easy for them to do. They didn't have to look me in the eye and see me crying every court hearing, or see the hurt and the pain in my eyes and be there and physically witness it.
Yep, just like they twisted what my counselor had said about her report. My counselor put in her report, and I quote it because I know what she said because she showed it to me, and she read it over with me. She quoted that I have anxiety due to CPS. Well, they changed it around and said I just have blatant anxiety. They didn't add in the part where she said it was due to them and taking my kids and causing me trauma.
Right.
Over here in the UK, it's called legal abuse syndrome. It's an actual definition in the medical thing, in the mental health DS, whatever it's called. It's actually a recognized condition, and reactionary depression is another one. And there's nothing wrong with their mental health apart from when they come face to face or have any dealings with the authorities. It brings on a fear-based trauma in people.
Yep. It creates PTSD.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. I do not like anyone over me or authority over me. I do not.
Well, something has to be done with these workers. For example, Carrie, she has a friend. She has a friend that was diagnosed twice with moderate addiction, and the workers on the stand in the court said it's wrong that she is severe. So they actually changed the wording from moderate to severe. They did that when she was diagnosed twice with moderate.
Oh, Dwight Mitchell has a good video on this. Hey, number 4 in his series. It talks about how even if you are clean, he's like, do not go get UAs done. Do not. If you don't have nothing to hide, still do not. Like that number 4 in what's it called? I can't remember what. You could just look up Dwight Mitchell and then it's like CPS case studies or something like that. It was video number 4. I watched over and over and over again. I'm still working on that.
So if you guys want to hear something real quick, I want to read you guys something that this DA had to say about me, because I find it pretty scrutinous. He puts in here, defendant says victim is messed up in her mind and that she made up bogus bullshit about me and the accusations are only hearsay BS, that she does drugs with her bio dad and gets drunk with him and is talking to men way above her age bracket and selling herself. Yes, I did say that. And you know what? I have proof that she was selling herself, because it shows it in the documentation on my discovery.
So they would try to hold that against you?
She was creating child pornography. Oh yeah, they're trying to use everything that I post on my Facebook against me in my criminal case. It's all on this motion.
But what she was doing is true.
Then he goes on to say,
it's true if you don't object.
But listen to this. Then he goes on to Then he goes on to say, defendant says, you are all corrupt governments. You are crooked. You are scum to believe the lies of this person. You little witnesses just made you out to be a fool by one of her lies, and there is more and more lies showing even the state cops lie, which is true. The state cop put in on the paper, and I let Darren and Carrie see it too. The state cop put, and I'm going to pull it up just so I can read it. On December 15, 2023, I met with Detective Lane to review the police extraction details in paragraph 12. On this report, Detective Lane advised that she did not believe there was anything of investigative value at this stage. They did 3 warrant searches, 3, and found no text messages. But yet she blatantly put in her report that they did, because CPS and her are in cahoots.
Right.
And she's a state detective.
So
That's
the law
how crooked
enforcement
cops
personnel said they found nothing, but yet when they got with CPS, all of a sudden they came up with stuff. Is that what you're saying?
I got one.
Right.
I got one like yours. I'll read it. This was back in, they took my son in December. I just found it. This is crazy. Because it just correlated with what you said about they made stuff up about you and stuff. Mine is from my social worker from the first 2 cases. She messages me back in July. Okay. They took my son in December. She goes, I just randomly one day opened my email and I got this from her. It says, I wanted to touch base with you regarding a report my agency received. The report didn't meet any child protection criteria, so don't worry. It stated you may not have electricity in your home, along with Jackson may not be getting to some medical appointments. Again, this didn't meet any child protection criteria, so there isn't an open case. We have a service called Parent Support Outreach Program that offers financial assistance to families who may be struggling. I know life hasn't dealt you an easy hand, and this program is 100% financially driven to help families alleviate financial stress. It is completely voluntary if you are interested. It is a great program that helps families who may be tight on finances and helps them get back on their feet. Okay, right there, I got red flags. I was like, what? She said 2 times in that message, this does not meet criteria. Where's my son? I go, hello, Courtney. Yes, life has not been very fun. I'm struggling financially. I never got
that's a big red flag.
I never got any kind of child support for my son. I said, and babies are very expensive. I've been doing the best I can. I just recently started a new job, so things have been getting shuffled around as far as that goes. Jackson made it to his doctor's appointment yesterday, actually. I had switched things around as Worthington was a bit far for us to drive. He is now being seen in Fulda. And yes, I was without electricity for a day and a half, not water. We had plenty. It's been turned back on for a while now. They cut off our food support some time ago, saying that I made too much, which my income had never changed. They were starting to mess with my EBT I got. It's always been 108 a week for because I was getting unemployment. I lost my job due to COVID. I guess that's enough to pay the bills and manage to feed 3 mouths, I put question marks. Been a struggle to say the least, but like I said, I finally found a job and I get paid weekly and starting at $18 an hour. Going to be a rough couple of weeks because I had no income as of right now, but hoping to get everything flowing plus work my full-time job. I said people should just mind their own business, and why try to make others' lives harder than they already are? I'm sure every time I breathe wrong, somebody will call you about it. At least I got you as a decent worker in person who gets me appreciated, and you like I thought she was like on my side. And then she came back at me with another email or whatever. Then I was like, well, wait a minute. I was like, is this signing a case plan? And she's like, yep. And I was like, nope, you can right there. I shut down. I was like, I'm not signing another case plan for you guys. Yeah.
No. So here's another piece to that. It says in paragraph 20, after consultation with Detective Knight, she advised that she did not require any further technical assistance in this case. Crooked.
It's crazy.
Crooked.
I was on a live earlier today with somebody called The Masked Truth, one of our campaigners, and he had got in 2 guests from South Africa. One's a lady that's written a couple of books about the system and how bad it is, and the other lady that was on was actually a social worker I think she was in Pretoria, and she's given up her jobs twice because she just couldn't handle the bullshit and the lies. She couldn't be part of it. She's in another place and she tries so hard to do the right thing, but she can't go above her managers and whatever. But she's going to come back on our lives and be part of our team, and be part of what we're doing. But that's in South Africa, so it's happening everywhere worldwide. These people have got some kind of authority over their authorities. It's just, I don't even have the words, but that was more proof today.
They make everybody think that they're the government. They give everybody a false sense of who they are and who they work for.
But it's the powers, like you say, the powers that they have, and the absolutely impunity that they lie and what they write, and they have no hearts and no souls. They really are.
They're almost narcissistic. Almost, they manipulate and they twist things, and they get you thinking you are bad.
I say that they're Machiavellian. Totally, just totally evil. And it's not
it also boggles my mind because I sit here and I read everything hand to hand, okay, I read the discoveries. I read the police reports. I'm reading their reports when I get to see them. But I also have the report from the hospital when this child was committed for attempting to kill herself at school. And it states in the assessment, okay, that this child has hypomania, major depressive disorder unspecified, and RO bipolar disorder.
But they've not got the qualifications to even diagnose that.
This is the hospital that diagnosed her with this.
All right. But surely that's a psychiatric department.
That's what she was in. Yep.
Right. Yeah, it boggles my mind as well, Vinny.
So, Vinny, is this the daughter you're trying to get back?
No, this is the one causing all the issues.
Okay. And where is she at again?
He is in Job Corps.
Okay. So she's not part of the system.
She is, but she isn't, because she's about to age out.
That's what I mean. She's about to age out, so she'll be out of the system.
Yep.
And then what will happen to her then?
But I think I don't know. I honestly don't care. With everything that she's done to this family and let a woman she never knew brainwash her into thinking things about me that were never true. You know what? I don't care what happens to her. I'm sorry to say it, but I don't.
It's okay. I'm not.
I never want to see her face again.
Right. I'm just not fully aware of your whole history, obviously. But I kind of get what you're saying.
Now you have other children, right? That's in the system. Another child?
Yes, I have two that are mine that are. Yep.
And they're in the system.
One's 4, one's 14. Yep.
Right. And you're trying to get them back.
Yep.
And she's the cause of the two. She's the cause of why the two were taken away from you. Am I correct?
Yep.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, it's a big runaround mix, but we're at that time, guys. You guys want to do last words?
Yeah.
Darren, you with us?
He said in the private chat that he'd be right back, but that was a little bit ago.
Yeah, I'm here.
There he is.
I just got back. I had to go do
Ready
something.
for last words, my friend?
Yeah, go ahead. Start them up.
All right. My last words tonight are keep fighting. Don't give up. We live to fight another day. Things may not go your way all the time, but don't give up hope. There's always that little bit, and that's all you need.
Oh, yeah. Arjuna, you got some last words?
Yeah, and again, like Vinny, don't give up. Keep joining people up, and do it till it's done.
Do it till it's done. That's right. I love that.
Yeah.
Brooke's not here, right? No, Brooke's not in the house. Herbert, last words.
Yeah. I think that people need to talk to other people. You don't necessarily have to tell them your exact case, total business, but you need to talk to other people to learn that there are other people out there going through what you're going through. And together, you can work together and fight against what's going on with CPS learn all you can about CPS, and try to avoid being a victim. But if you are a victim, learn how to fight to overcome the situation.
Very nice. Yes.
Definitely.
And I am going to say this. Big things are on the horizon. So keep your hope up, keep everything up, because it's not going to be much longer, guys. It's really not. And in the words of me, free Vinny. I'm the CPS Punisher, and we are out of here. As soon as I can find this. Damn it, I hate when I can't pull it off like perfectly. I really try hard to too, but sometimes it just doesn't work that way. But unite, sweet princess, ABC, DEF. Come on, where are you? There we go. All right, guys, here we go.
My family here is no longer a sad journey that was done on purpose. Believe the words I say, here is the truth. Let's just pray it never happens to you. You knock on the door, you freeze in peril. You look around and there's nothing available. Panic, you scream, you run in circles, and knock on the door over. You look outside, the car's on the road, the police on the yard waiting in limbo. Your life is changing so fast, looking out the window. In just a moment and things will turn black. Prepare for the next part, it's real sad. Like McDonald's, they say hello sir, we need your daughter. I tell them no, they say you wanna give her to us now. I tell them no way, go away, never come back. They answer with force and pin you down. They search all the rooms and look around. They find your baby girl, they tell me we got her. Now your family is torn apart, pleading your innocence from the start. Nobody listens, nobody cares. All you're left with is empty stairs. The house is empty, no love to be felt. They grabbed your baby, it's a feeling you never felt. You fight so hard to have her return. All they do is torture, you are feeling like burn. You do what they say, answer the question. They just keep telling you that you need lessons. You're not worthy of being a father. We don't want you to see your daughter. We don't know what you have done, but we'll say you're guilty, this has begun. We're taking your heart, your soul. You'll be alone now as you grow old. You are on the way to die, no one will be there to cry. All by yourself, you can't do a thing. No one wants you around, no one believes you did nothing wrong. You gave your best fight, there was nothing you could do. I'll always remember the lonely December. You took my heart out for nothing. There was no reason for what was done. No one listened, not one. As I lay dying on this bed, my visions are you running through my head. I'm sorry for nothing, I didn't do enough. I thought about you always, I didn't do enough. One day I'll be with you again, living in a world that you are in.